Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2024 men's race in the Wingfield Sculls. We've got a cracking lineup here. We've got Ray Zhu over on the far side representing London Rowing Club, Callum Dixon representing Twickenham Rowing Club, Josh Lyon, last year's champion, representing London Rowing Club as well, and Graeme Thomas representing Agecroft Rowing Club just behind, just on this side of that, and then Ben Parsonage behind, representing Clydesdale Amateur Rowing Club on this side of that, on this side of him. So we're just getting ready for a start here. So we're just waiting for the aligners to do their thing. Everyone's kind of backing it here to hold everyone level, as we then release them to go down to the start, which is along the UL hard. It's sort of, you know, I'm just waiting for Guy to get organised here. You can see it's quite tight up here. And we've got Guy Pooley over here, previous champion of the race in 1991 and 2. And we've got the umpire. We've got the umpire here, Searle. Umpire Searle, who's the who won the race in 1998, 1999, and 2000. So welcome everyone. So we've got Guy Pooley over here, just sorting out the alignment. A beautiful day. Had an incredible women's race a few minutes ago, which Imogen Grant won for the third time in a row. We're ready for a start. We've got alignment.
Get ready, everybody. Attention!
We're off. Here we go. So we've got a good clean start from everyone. Looks like Ray Zhu falling off the pace a little bit off the start. Josh Lyon really powering out here. He's got about just ahead of Graeme Thomas, who's on this side, and then we've got Ben Parsonage just on this side, who's also doing a very credible job at the start here. On the far side, you can see Callum Dixon, who of course is crewmates with Graeme Thomas in the men's squad at the Olympics this summer. And it looks like Graeme is just starting to move a little bit on the reigning champion Josh Lyon. Graeme, of course, won this race a couple of years ago. And it looks like we've also got Ben Parsonage doing a really good job up here, sticking with those three. So we've got four abreast here, Graeme leading, then Callum, then looks like Ben just ahead of Josh London Rowing Club. A really cracking start here. Graeme probably now 2 or 3 feet over Callum, and then we've got Ben maybe half a length back, and then Josh another half a length back, third of a length, half a length to go behind that. You see here Callum's now really striding out. Callum looks like he's just starting to take a bit of a lead on Graeme. Callum, who's an ex-sailor who's come up through the GB start system, and has done an incredible job in the last few years, going from zero to hero, starting as a complete novice a few years ago, and then going and finishing in 4th place in the men's quad at the Paris Olympics this summer. Now half a length up on Graeme Thomas. Behind them we've now got Ben Parsonage and Josh Lyon, who are pretty much stroke for stroke now. Looks like Ben has got maybe half a length lead over Josh here, and then about a length of clear water back we've got Ray, but Ray's about to get the inside of this turn, so we'll see what happens here. Looks like Callum though leading away strongly, nearly a length on Graeme, as we come through the first marker, which is Chiswick Bridge. Now it's about half a length. Half a length of clear now, about, in the two. Callum's going to be very close onto the bridge side there, so I'm very interested to see if he actually makes it through the centre arc, which he has to do. Looks like he should be okay though, as he's got clear water on Graeme, so he's probably going to be able to come across a little bit. See behind we've got Graeme, and then about a length of clear water back to Josh, Ben, and then Josh just behind. Helpfully all the London and Clydesdale all in ones look very, very similar here, as you can see. We've got Greg, who's the umpire, who's just warning, I think he's warning Ben maybe to stay out of Josh's water. Here we go, it's now Callum about a length over Graeme. Some really great sculling. It's really great to see two of the UK's best scullers of this moment competing it out for the Wingfield Sculls on the Tideway today. Here we see Ben Parsonage, who finished very credible second to Josh last year. So excitingly, we've got, this is a bit of a grudge match here, Ben just ahead of Josh, who beat him last year to become the Wingfield Sculls champion. And Ben looks like he's putting, well, it's tough now to tell. It looks a pretty stroke for stroke. It looks like they're pretty even, bowel for bowel, coming round the Chiswick bend. But certainly we've got Callum now striding out to a lead ahead of Graeme. But we're going to have to be careful on that buoy. As that buoy looks like it's coming up awfully close to Callum now. Hopefully he's seen it, and hopefully he's not going to get it. Hopefully it's not going to cause him any issues. Oh, that's very close. That's very close. Inches to spare on the buoy there. You see Graeme now in hot pursuit of Callum, and behind them we've got a great race happening with with Josh Lyon from London Rowing Club just ahead of Ben Parsonage from Clydesdale Rowing Club, and then Ray, who's actually he's gone on the inside of that green buoy. And you know, we've said people can take the inside if going on the outside would be more dangerous by causing a collision. So I think he's just about within the rules here, but certainly it's a bold move taking that line. Callum though really moving out ahead, looking really strong here, moving ahead of Graeme. Graeme's probably now, I want to say, 2-3 lengths of clear water back now on Callum. So really great start here by Callum. And look, back here, Ray's found a burst of speed, and Ray is now overhauling Ben Parsonage. Ray is now overhauling Ben Parsonage for that, what is that, 4th place position. But again, they're going to come up, they've got to move out a little bit, I think, because we've got some scullers coming up on the inside, and we've got some launches on the inside, and that's going to cause an issue quite soon. Here we are looking at Josh Lyon, the old Reading University Boat Club sculler, who's now sculling at London Rowing Club, the winner of the 2023 edition of the Wingfield Sculls. He's really settling into his rhythm, and it's working well. You see him coming up actually onto Graeme Thomas, who's just about 3 or 4 lengths down on Callum now. So at the back we've got the 2 PhD students battling it out. Ben, who's studying up in Scotland, and Ray, who's originally, he's Canadian, but has done most of his sculling in the UK. He's at the University of London and King's College, and he's doing a very good job here, just overtaking Ben. But here, leading away, we've got Callum Dixon from Twickenham Rowing Club, who competed this summer in the men's quad at the Olympics, coming 4th. We got his crewmate from that quad, Graeme Thomas, representing Agecroft Rowing Club, in 2nd. Josh Lyon, last year's champion, in 3rd, representing London Rowing Club. Then Ray Zhu, another London Rowing Club member, who is in 4th and has just overtaken Ben Parsonage, who's representing Clydesdale Amateur Rowing Club. Really wonderful conditions out here for a great race. See, we've got some spectators over here. we've got Greg just warning, Greg the umpire just warning, Greg Searle the umpire just warning everyone to stick to the fairway here. It can be quite tempting to cut over to the other side of the bank here, but really we've got to stick to the fairway. That's the racing line for this race. But yeah, hopefully you can see in the distance up there, we've got Callum Dixon from Twickenham Rowing Club striding out away over Graeme Thomas, who is the previous champion from a couple years ago, the Wingfield Sculls. And then Graeme is starting to get challenged, not so much by Josh, but a little bit by Josh. Sort of he's slowly moving up, but I think Graeme is now just sitting comfortable in this position. So behind Graeme we've got Josh Lyon, London Rowing Club, Ray Shue, another London Rowing Club, and then over here we have Ben Parsonage from Clydesdale, and we also have Georgie Robinson Ranger, who is steering this launch, who gave us a quick wave a minute ago. There you go. And you know, we're very thankful to London Rowing Club for supporting this race this year. We're using their launch, Casamasia. We're using Ben Helm, who's steering the launch, and we're also using the London Rowing Club pub room for a prize giving off the race. So it's great that we've had such wonderful support from them, and we're really grateful for it. We've also had great support from UL this year. UL have allowed us to use their facilities for the start of the race, and facilities for the athletes to get changed and warmed up and all that sort of stuff. So again, really grateful for them, and also to Western School Boat Club, my old boat club, for allowing us to use this launch and another launch over there, and a bunch of life jackets and other things like that. So back to the racing. We've got the most exciting thing that's happening at the moment is, well, we're through the crossover, in case you're wondering where we are on the river. So we're about sort of a third of the way through the race, and we've got Ray, who's now just about to overtake Josh. So Ray and Josh both in the same club. Ray has competed at the Wingfield Sculls a couple of times before, and in 2022 he was the Pairs Head and Scullers Head champion. But we've got, and he's alongside Josh Lyon, who is last year's winner of the Wingfield Sculls. And Josh rode at Reading University Boat Club before, now moving, and he won the Wingfield for Reading, but now he rows at London Rowing Club alongside Ray. So these two training partners, no doubt, and they have a good idea of how each of them is going to pace the race and how to get the better of each other. See here, we've got a great shot here of Ben Parsonage. Ben Parsonage, the lightweight from Clydesdale Amateur Rowing Club, is being steered by Peter Haining over here, who is an ex-Scottish lightweight and has won the Wingfields a number of times before. And we can see Ben has come over and is putting in a great push here, and is really starting to move up on Josh and Ray. Ben being cheered on by Peter has put in a really good move now, coming very, very tight on this bend, which, you know, will allow. And that's seeing him come up and really challenge for this third place position, which is brilliant to see. So we're nearly three abreast again now. As we come down the A8 with the PLA launch in the background. So see here we've got Morris holding up his flag with a cross on it for Graeme, just telling him to steer straight. We've got in this launch we've got Stu, who's steering Josh, and in the far side you might not be able to see, but we've got no, we can't see, but we've got Nathan O'Reilly who's steering Ray. And off in the distance, Callum Dixon really putting his stamp on this race. And we've got Kieran Clark. You can just about see the purple oar there of Kieran Clark, who's with Helen who's steering them to make sure they get around the buoy okay here. Looks like the set of the tide is such that everyone's getting pushed around a little bit here. Oh, and it looks like Graeme's going to get very close to that buoy there. Oh, that was a close one. Sorry, maybe you didn't get that on video, but tried to. Okay, and the really exciting race at the moment is happening between these trailing 2 or 3 or maybe 4 scullers, where we've got Callum, who looks like he's got a fairly confident lead over the rest. Well, fairly confident. Callum has got a solid lead over the rest. And then Graeme just behind, but then Ray really pushing on well here. And then Josh and Ben fighting it out for that 4th place position. Really good racing here. Ben keeping his stroke rate nice and high as he always does. A very, very distinctive style, very long at the front, short at the finish, high rating, a pretty classic lightweight. And Josh, you can see here, rating much, much lower, taking maybe slightly longer strokes. Well, maybe not, I don't know, just longer, lower, certainly rating lower at least. And Ray looks like he's starting to challenge Graeme up here. Maybe he's got about a half length of clear water, maybe a bit less. We'll kind of see what happens as we come around the corner, who steers that better line. And that's really going to be what makes this race between the two of those. Umpire hasn't yet had to really overtake anyone. It's kind of sitting back. We're getting some pretty exciting racing here in the last 2 spots between Ben and Josh now. That's Kieran Clark there, off of what are we calling it now? Clark Performance Rowing? Giving you a nice wave. So that's 16:12 to the to Hammersmith Bridge there for Callum Dixon. New course, so times don't really mean anything, but just a point of reference. And so at the back we've still got, everyone's maintained positions, apart from, well, Ray and Graeme are now getting into a pretty good race here. But it looks like Callum is going to take the inside here, which he really shouldn't be doing. Okay, now it looks like we're a bit better. We've got some spectators up on the bridge, which is nice to see. So Callum really sculling away into the distance here, making sure he gets around that red buoy. And then we've got Graeme, who's put in a little burst of speed here to make sure he stays ahead of Ray. So we've got the 2 London scullers, Ray and then Josh behind him, and then we have Ben Parsonage for Clydesdale Amateur Rowing Club. So at the front, again, Callum for Twickenham Rowing Club, then Graeme for Agecroft, and then Graeme for Agecroft, Ray for London, Josh for London, and finally Ben for Clydesdale. I'm just going to buzz up so we can get a bit of a better view alongside. Up here alongside Callum Dixon, who's the leading sculler. Callum, of course, from the wherever he is. There we go. From the GB quad this summer in Tokyo, who finished in 4th place. Callum's a very, very strong athlete, very, very talented. I remember I rode with Callum at Four's Head. I think we finished. Did we win? Maybe we won, or we came second. But when he was starting rowing, it was clear how much of a talent he was then, even when he hadn't been rowing very long. And we're just coming up to the milepost. Just coming up to the milepost now. We'll take a time for Callum. This race I'm also doing some timing, so I've got to jump up alongside. There we go, so we got Callum on a 19:53 there. You can see back here we got the rest of the scullers. So Graeme now pushed out his lead ahead of Ray, who is still strongly leading ahead of Josh, and then behind him we've got Ben. And Josh really has been playing the blocking game for the last sort of 5 minutes or so of this race. Really just making sure that he always has the inside and that Ben can't get around him. Probably the best way to play it, to be honest. But yeah, here we go. We can clearly see now we've got everything starting to open up now into our finish order. We've got Callum leading, then over to Graeme, then Ray, who's coming quite close over this side, which is absolutely fine. But I've made sure I don't get too far in front of him. Ray, and then we've got Josh, and then Ben Parsonage. We're just about coming down past Barn Elms now for Callum. With Graeme just behind, then Ray, Josh and Ben. Ben's putting in a pretty good show here. He's putting in a bit of a push, as is Josh. Certainly not like clear cut for Ray here. You know, he's got a couple of lengths of clear water ahead, but he hasn't got loads. Certainly not a comfortable position. But definitely now is Callum striding out ahead of all the athletes here. And it looks like he will go on to win the 2024 Men's Wingfield Sculls. Callum clearing away. Graeme putting in a push here at the finish, but not going to be enough. Then Ray, then Josh, and then Ben, and we've got a real cracker of a race here for these last couple of spots as we come into these final few strokes for Callum. So it's another slow race. It's a long race, this one, and we've got Callum finishing waiting for a flag. Callum finishing. Now. Graeme now. And then we've got a really close race between Ray, Josh and Ben, who all finish within a second or so of each other. 24:15. There we go. That's the men's race. Oh, it's absolutely brilliant racing, especially by these three at the end. Absolutely incredible, pushing all the way through. That was brutal at the back. Well done, Ben. Great racing. Well done, Ray. How's that? Tough. 4 on blue. Ah, such is the way. Looked like you had a good one. Yeah. Then it's like, oh. No, it was really good. Well done. Well done, Callum, how was that?
That was lovely, yeah.
Lovely, nice skull on that nice Sunday afternoon skull. Yeah, exactly. Made it look like it. Yeah?
Yeah, thanks very much for coming along.
Oh, yeah.
All the other competitors, great racing.
It was really good. I mean, it was kept really competitive all the way through to the end. I mean, maybe not for you, but
No.
certainly for the others behind. You were chilling out the front. That's for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I'm under this. Yeah. Next time we'll know where the finish line is.
Crashing. Well done, guys. Alright, there we go. That is the men's race of the Wingfield Sculls 2024. We've got Callum for Twickenham Rowing Club, then Graeme for Agecroft Rowing Club, and then I'm actually not sure what the last finishing position was of the last three, so I'll have to put that up afterwards. But certainly it was some brilliant racing from those last three athletes who crossed the line in 3rd, 4th and 5th positions this year. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and see you again next year.